Here's the end shot element creation. The first thing I start with is an early fail. When I just didn't know much about Unreal, I just positioned the camera and I moved it backward away from the subway set. I get wonderful perspective changes in the interior of the subway. But the other problem is that because the floor is still there, I get all the highlights on the floor, and the edge of the subway is totally disappearing into darkness. So it was like almost impossible to rotoscope a moving rotomat pushing all the way back. Like the next setup I did was the green screen shot of myself as I open the door. And you'll see that this is really peculiar. Why am I shot sideways? Well, the reason I'm shot sideways at 4K is to give me the proper resolution that I need to go from a close-up of myself all the way back. If I shot this normally with myself standing like this, I'd get so much unused real estate on the left and right of me. But this way, since I'm totally surrounded by green, I can take advantage of all this extra resolution of the performer here. And that's why that was shot sideways. And the green screen is quite a ways away from me, about a good 6 feet at least. But I made sure that I was standing on a shiny board here that reflected the green to totally surround my feet, except for the reflection here, which was very useful for the composite. But also, by using this technique of the reflector, I don't get any green bounce, as if I was standing on a green platform, you see. So I'm standing on a couple of apple boxes here, and down below off screen, there are a number of fluorescent tubes covered by a flag by an assistant. And as I perform and fake that I'm opening the door, the assistant flies the flag away to give me interactive light to make sense that the door is opening. So now let's take a look at the first composite. The door opens, and I look around, and then we pull back, but you see I've got really good resolution, but the tracking doesn't really work. I'm bouncing up and down, and it's clumsy because I was using the same tracking procedure I did in the very first tutorial here, where I actually clicked on some detail in this moving subway, and I tried to parent myself. But it just, it loses so much data as it gets smaller, it does not succeed. So the new method is to go into Unreal and drop the floor, make a big green plane behind my subway, and then go ahead and shoot several elements at a fixed position. So now you see I'm always seeing the correct outline of the subway, full detail, and I wind up shooting several portions. First thing I would shoot is the back of the subway with the moving banner up there. So that would be the only moving shot I need to do. The rest of it was to take isolated components like the door, and you see I'm moving the door forward to get rid of those lanyards that were in the background there. You see it had like little ropes, and I'm going to rotoscope those out. If I move the door forward, and it's got some burned in shadows there, but that's okay because we're never going to see them. I can usually paint over anything I don't want to see. But I would render the door by itself. Then I would render the back of the subway by itself. And then I would make several different elements that are as follows. The back of the subway, the window with the door, and lastly, the back of the subway. Now we'll see how they're put together in part 2.